Okay, this is we're up to part 3 of the little Belcom LS102L, and look, we're getting there. It has been a nightmare. Got the microphonic VCO, I think, sorted out, but we're dealing with the problem we had right from the start, which is the volume drops out. Now, have a listen to this if you. So we know that it's not being squelched out. We can actually see, I know it's a bit of a rough indicator, but we can see the squelch cutting in there. I'm putting a fair bit of output in, probably 5 microvolts there, which is not a lot. Hang on, let's put a lot in there. There's probably 50. It hasn't moved up much there. That meter's way out too. But as I squelch it, you can see the squelch is trying to cut in. Now that doesn't mean we definitely don't have a squelching circuit issue, but it's more often when you can hear this sort of just in there like that. I'll just back that down a bit and level. Although the squelch is not working like a squelch, so I mean this is where, but I'm down to about 1 microvolt there, and you can hear it sort of trying to squelch it. So not to say that we don't have a squelch issue on it, but I've had the I've had this whole board out just on the chance that it was the audio IC. And sorry, when I say I've had the whole board out, I'm showing you the wrong side. I was just playing on this side, but let me just flip it over with 2 hands. Sometimes you're that desperate that we've had this whole board out to replace this audio IC. Let's have a feel. Yeah, it's as cold as cold. What will happen, it's about midnight at the moment, and a little bit after about 12:30, I think. And I've had a bit of a crook day today, but I got up late this afternoon and got back into this thing, and I've been on it for hours, all night actually, and unfortunately, look, the audio IC appears okay, which is, it was a bit of a, you know, a try. And by the way, never try and fix things like this. And let me give you the reason why I did. There's no way of accessing inputs and outputs. So when you're sitting there with your Crow probe, normally you would sit here and measure the IC, audio in, audio out. And that's fine. And we were doing, trying to find spots on the board to give ourselves a bit of a reference signal. But unfortunately, when you come in from this side over here, there's very, very little going on down here, like we were trying to track down. Spots like there was nothing. My lead's coming off here. I think we'll just found a great spot for it over here, actually. Anyway, as you can see, we were sort of trying to find tracks somewhere where there was something, and unfortunately, even when you try to get off some of the caps, we weren't getting anything. I think we had something just about here. Let me just have a look. Move that Crow to... No, nothing there. Oh, maybe just a tad there. Yeah, oh no, it's not really, no. Yeah, look, and once again, so my reasoning is, normally I'd never do that, but we'd check the volume control. By the way, the volume pot's fine, the squelch pot's fine, etc. So audio runs through here, down through to the back, etc. But in this area here, this area here somewhere, it's losing it. So what do we have that's good news? Well, okay. Part of the transmit fault was coming out of here. They run a 7-volt line out of here. And let me just turn that generator off. Some bit of good news, 1, 2. We got some real power, 3 watts. Not a lot there on, but if we go to sideband, hello, 1 2 1 2. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so we're still using the SBE mic, so the I'm presuming the Belcom mic didn't magically come good. Let's have a look just in case. You never know. It's midnight, isn't it? After midnight, the witching hour. Sometimes things happen. Let's just have a look and see, but I don't imagine 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, no. Okay, so anyway, I've never been too worried about the mic. We'll repair that up. But yeah, so now we're just chasing the audio fault, which is, you can just hear it there. Now the problem is, if I leave that on full blast like that, you can imagine what happens at 3 o'clock in the morning when it finally just comes on again. And to be honest with you, this is why I needed to pull this board out, have a look at the audio IC. I really didn't suspect the audio IC. I suspected a dry joint or something along those lines, and it just wasn't to be true. But let me just show you something that is sounding a lot better. Okay, so excuse me, up on the monitor. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And as we knock the chassis down, we're not getting any vibration of the VCO, etc., etc. All right, so after, trust me, a couple of comments. Chap before has recapped this, that's lovely, and I've checked a lot of his work there, and the recap is not bad, but there are some areas that have possibly caused us some problems, and I've been cleaning up a lot of I won't go into it, actually, it's not fair to do that, but there's been some areas where we've had to clean up quite a bit. You can see there's been, he's had boards out and bits and pieces. I understand that. We've had to take this radio, apart from this little bit here, which I was able to leave on, so just to be able to get the board out. Quite seriously, the amount of cable ties we need to put back on this radio at some stage. But yeah, look, I've now got to go through and find out what's he got wrong, because either I've got a cap that's giving me trouble that's been replaced in here somewhere, that for some insane reason in the audio path, sort of is receiving for a while. And as you'll see the meter go up, if I get on the right frequency. Oh, hang on, I know what the problem is there. That'll be better. That's better. It's just such a pity, because when I first got the radio, and it had no audio, I sort of thought initially, maybe it's not, something too much of an issue. And of course, then all the other issues came in, and we got so, I suppose, bogged down with fixing first the VFO that was up and down, was just going all the way up, and then would lock up and do nothing. Well, as you can see now, we've got that working beautifully, both up and down, and that's working perfectly and not cutting out. That was a nightmare, probably 2 hours mucking around just with that. Then we had the microphonic PLL, which probably is another 2 or 3 hours trying to sort that out, and that was in the end a dry joint, which had been, unfortunately, when the recap was done, there was one cap where it just totally been missed, and it was just making contact, and then you tap tap tap, and that was what was causing that issue. But just a missed, as you imagine, a lot of caps in this radio, I get that, but when you're recapping, you can't miss one. You just can't. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is now. So I'm just having a look at that at the moment. I've just knocked that off, haven't I? Oh, that's right. That's right. We was playing around with the bit. I was just thinking, did I just lose the receive signal? And I'm thinking, no, it's just 490, was it? Okay, so where's my receive signal gone? I turned it off. Oh, thank goodness. I was thinking for a second, no. Please don't tell me it's died again. Oh, geez. All right, okay. It's okay. It is after midnight. So, still got more to go on this, but we've just got to track this audio fault down, and I think we're nearly there. Now, I'm not sure when I'll get to this. I've unfortunately just had a real crook day today, and it took out most of the day, so I've only got about, sort of really 5 or 6 hours into this tonight. Although if it's midnight, well, actually, at least 6 hours. I got about 4 into it yesterday, so we're about 10 hours into this radio. This audio fault, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to pull this board again. I really am. I'm so annoyed. initially I was thinking whether or not, we might have had a possible mode selector switch issue or something, where there's just, but when I thought about it, no, it's too intermittent. The way it's happening, it's almost like the thing warms up. When I say warms up, takes an hour or two, and then suddenly it'll run for hours, and then bang, off it goes. And and we have obviously jumped on it, done all the dry joint tests, etc. But one of the things to note, obviously, when it's lost its audio like this, as we can see, PLL, receiver stage, all that, all working. And as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so transmitter all working. So, you know what, you can learn a lot from that straight away. On the circuit, which I have made a book out of this. Well, I always do. Every time we do a radio, we make a book, and we just sit there and keep on going through the book. And this is everything from layouts to circuits, etc. But as you'll see on the circuit here, the oh goodness, geez, it's getting late. The AF amp is the HA1366WR. Now, and once again, what we're going to do is we're going to go back from here before we go pulling any boards out, and we're going to see if we can see any signal coming through here on this 2SC 1915, because I can get to that, and then we'll have a bit of a look and just see what's going on. I think the problem's somewhere between here and back to the volume control. I really do, and we'll just have to track that down. But you know what? If we hadn't have pulled this board out, long story, but we wouldn't have found the PLL VCO fault with the VCO being microphonic, because you can actually access both the boards then, which was a lot easier to see where the mistake had been made. All right. 73 is all the best. I'm off to bed, and God, I hope I have a better day tomorrow. I just wrote off a lot of today, which was really disappointing. I've got a lot of things on at the moment. I've just health is letting me down so much, and I'm just really getting a bit agitated by it, because well, like everybody, you just want to live your life, don't you? And trust me, don't get old. Just seriously, don't get old. And enjoy your young years. And if anybody ever gives you a choice, money over lifestyle, grab the lifestyle. Don't worry about the money. So look after your health. All right, there you go. That's my little whinge for the day. 73s from VK3CM. We'll continue on with a part 4 of the Belcom 10 meter LS102L at some stage very soon. Cheers all.